Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you happen to be seeing this. I do believe it is the right time. I do want to welcome viewers who are joining me on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and over here on Instagram. So it is Saturday morning. It is the beginning of a brand new month. And for those of you who have been following me for any period of time, you know that the month of July is indeed near and dear to my heart because this kicks off my birthday month. And so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I am excited to not only be celebrating a brand new month, a brand new day, but a brand new phase of excitement in my journey on this earth. So I just wanted to take some time this morning to share some very special things that are happening right now. And so if you are joining me live, I do want to take this opportunity to say welcome to you. And if you happen to come in and see the replay later on, I do want you to hashtag replay. I'm not going to keep you long on this Saturday morning because I do know that it is the weekend, it is a holiday weekend, and I'm sure that you have many things that are vying for your attention. And so before I go any further with my special announcement for today, I do want to take this time to welcome those of you who may be here for the first time. Perhaps you have never had a conversation with me. Perhaps you've never been a client of mine. You've never seen me post anything on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or any other social media platform until this point. So I do want to take a moment just to introduce myself. Good morning to you, Liz. Good to see you on live with me this morning. And thank you so much for the happy birthday month shout out. I get super excited about that. And so for just a quick moment, I am a speaker, a self-help author, and transformation success coach. And as a result of my personal coaching and professional development programs, I help women and organizations to figure out what stands in the way of their success. And the best part about it all is that I then get to share strategies with my clients to help them move beyond those barriers so that they can create the best versions of themselves, that they can figure out what goals and dreams and visions they've been holding out on in order to move forward and do something amazing in their lives. And so with that being said, yes, today is July the 1st, and I've got a lot to share with you in a short period of time. So I am going to jump right into it. And so as I just mentioned, probably for the last, I don't know, 8 years or so, I have been kind of holding up this mantle of celebration for the month of July. My birthday is actually on July 8th, but I decided some time ago, and I'll talk a little bit about that in just a while, that I was going to celebrate for the entire month. And so today is July the 1st. And so on July 1st, I just wanted to let you know that I am making some changes around True Synergy, the True Synergy brand, and really what I'm bringing to the table to help service my clients. And so let me just take a few moments to share a little bit, just a little bit about what True Synergy is, our mission, our vision, and really what I feel like the value of a partnership with me as a coach, as a speaker would look like for you. So first of all, I just want to talk about the mission of True Synergy. Now, for those of you who are joining me here on Instagram, I know that you cannot see the banners that are going across the screen here on the other platforms that I'm using. So I will do my level best to make sure that I'm sharing exactly with you what others are seeing on the screen. So I do want to say thank you for joining me over here, and do feel free to drop a comment in the chat and let me know if you have questions as I go through. Again, this is going to be really quick, but I do want to let you in on a few tidbits that are changing with True Synergy, and I'm excited to share that with you. So True Synergy's mission is basically, simply, completely, directly to deliver premier coaching services that drive women and organizations to be healthy and fulfilled while they live and work. Let me say that again. The mission is all about delivering those premier coaching services. And when I say premier coaching services, there are a couple of important blueprints that I add to my services: honor, integrity, creating sacred space, authenticity, vulnerability, those types of things that are really important to bring to any engagement, right? So to deliver premier coaching services that drive women and organizations to be healthy and fulfilled while they live and work. Right. So we're going through every day, we're trying to balance, we're trying to manage, and we're also translating our personal into the professional space. So it's very, very important for those two components to be like this, right? To be connected and leveraged so that we can be the best versions of ourselves. And then my vision is to present True Synergy and my personal brand, how I show up, how I deliver, how I connect, as a trusted, reliable, transformative, that word, transformative, and here's the bigger part, global voice for personal and professional development. That means that when you engage with me, these are the things that are very, very, very important for me to be able to present, to deliver, so that you know that a connection with me as your coach, as your professional development facilitator, as your speaker, is all around trusting that what I'm bringing to the table, what I'm giving, what I'm sharing as I learn and deliver to you, that those things are reliable, and it helps you to move into your transformation journey, right? And I'll talk about that in just a few moments. And of course, a global voice, technology is amazing. Opportunities are amazing, which means that we don't just have to limit ourselves. I don't have to limit myself to just being in one space. And because of this virtual stratosphere that we're all sharing in, that means that what I get to share can be spread out to the global, and I'm saying global force because I just use the word stratosphere, and in this whole social world that we're in, means that our voices and my message can go far beyond just the space that I might be in regionally, and that's the exciting part. And so the value in being connected with True Synergy, with me, with my brand, is very, very simple. It is about transformation for the whole person. Okay, the whole person. In a minute, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that you're going to be hearing me say. And for those of you who have seen me post, maybe you've been a client of mine, maybe you're a family member or friend, then you know that some of these things that you hear often in my posts, in my conversations, will be very familiar. So transformation for the whole person means that we're not just connecting in one specific area to help you to figure out what that best version looks like. At the end of the day, what's really, really important to me, and this is where the biggest change comes in, and what I wanted to announce in this conversation. Good morning, Karen. Good to see you on live with me on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. This is really what I wanted to announce this morning, connecting to this value proposition in being connected with me, being connected with True Synergy, being connected with the brand. It's about transformation for the whole person. So you might be saying, well, what does that really mean? Transformation for the whole person. So when I think of moving into new spaces, when I think of creating the best versions of ourselves, when I think of achieving goals and trying to reach levels of success, there's something very specific that comes to mind that has really presented itself very clearly to me over, I don't know, maybe the last few years. And that is, oftentimes we have this desire, right, to move into something new, to reach a new goal, to transform our lives, to create the best versions of ourselves. But there's something that we miss in the process of getting there. And that something is that we often lack or we limit ourselves when it comes to taking care of ourselves. Okay. So I talk a lot about self-care. I talk a lot about well-being and wellness and healthy living. And so when I do that, what I recognize is a lot of times we have a big barrier in front of us when it comes to taking the next step in reaching a goal or trying to move toward a new level of success, because we have not given ourselves the proper care that we need. Okay. Quite frankly, quite plainly, it's all about the fact that we are so cluttered in our mental space, in our physical space, in our spiritual space, in our emotional space. And so sometimes that clutter does not allow us to then move into, well, what does success look like for me? And what does it mean if I do something that I really want to do for myself, that I'm really passionate about? How do I even find my purpose or live fulfilled when I'm not taking the time to rest? When I'm not taking the time to nurture myself, when I'm not taking the time to eat right, to work out, to drink water, to connect to the right people, to have the right energy around me. So when all of those things are cluttered and we don't really allow ourselves to properly nurture our well-being, our mind, body, spirit, then anything else that we want to do, goals we want to achieve, dreams that we're thinking about, and we're like, oh, I really would like to do that, that becomes limited when we don't take care of ourselves, when we don't recognize just how important it is for us to manage self-care and make it a priority every day. Did you hear what I said? And for those of you who have joined me in my weekly Ignite Your True Self conversation, you know this sounds very familiar. But I wanted to kind of bring this full circle and simply say this, that in the days and weeks and months and years to come, after this conversation is over, after this announcement, this value proposition becomes more present. Transformation for the whole person means that when I'm helping you to transform to the next best version of yourself, I'm also going to be leveraging the fact that in order to do that, we have to take care of ourselves. Self-care is the foundational principle that helps us to open up the space, that gives us the clarity, that helps us to have that emotional space to say, okay, now I'm in a space to be able to focus on my dreams, to sit down and plan, to write out some goals, to define the objectives, and to take one action step at a time in order for me to get to the next best. Okay. And so with that, what I want to announce on today is not just about this value, transformation for the whole person, but I'm also announcing a brand new logo that I want to share with you. So this is how this is going to work. Now, I do recognize that when I show you the images on the screen, you probably aren't going to hear my voice, okay? So the next images that you're going to see, and again, here on Instagram, I know that you cannot see what I'm sharing on the other platforms, but I will be posting the new logo for you after the live is over. So I just want you to know that I got you. I know that you're here. And when this platform becomes available on the broader platform that I'm using, then it'll be much easier to bring everybody into the conversation at one time. But for now, this is how we're going to do it, okay? So the next images that you are going to see on the screen will be two things, okay? The first is going to be the current logo. The second is going to be how the logo is changing. And what you will notice is that there are very slight changes, but there are minor changes nonetheless. And I want to make sure that it's very clear. And then I'll come back on the backside after I've shown the images just to explain a little bit further, okay? So here. To the stream. All right. So here we go. All right. So the new logo, which is now in the top on my right, it may be your left corner of the screen, pretty much embodies what this message is all about this morning. So, True Synergies, professional development and personal coaching services is all about helping clients to have that holistic coaching and wellness experience. And so what that means is that any engagement is going to include those components, right? How do we take care of ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually? And then how do we translate that to, oh, now I have this space of clarity. I have this emotional connection with myself and the right energy that is going to help me get to my next, that is going to allow me to devote the time, the energy, the effort, the stamina to be able to do what it is that's going to bring me joy, purpose, and fulfillment. Okay. So True Synergy is a holistic coaching and wellness experience. And so you will be seeing updates on the website. Those updates are happening as we speak right now. Some of them are already there. We're finalizing some things over the course of the next few days. But I did want to also share that with this concept of a holistic coaching and wellness experience, you're going to hear me using some specific terms. Some of them I've already mentioned in this conversation this morning already. Some of them are ones that you have heard me mention in the past before. If you've been connected with me, things like True Synergy, of course, your true self, your true essence, which really means who you were created to be. Like at your core, what is it that makes you that unique person, that gives you that unique blueprint? When you show up into the world, there's nobody else like you. That is your true essence, your true synergy, your true self. And tapping into that means that we're honoring ourselves by then showing up in the world as who we were created to be. And then we get to deliver to the world, whatever that looks like for you, so that other people can see what that looks like. Okay. And so some of those terms, again, true synergy, true self, true essence, you'll hear me say best version or best version of yourself. You'll hear me talking about transformation and well-being, wellness, healthy living, self-care, mind, body, spirit. So all of these things are wrapped into the conversations that I'm having, whether I'm on my social platform, whether I am working with a client specifically in my own personal space, with my friends, with my family. It's just a part of not only who I am when I'm delivering in the professional space, but it's how I model my own life, right? And so that's how I get to show up for my clients, because it's just that important. So I'm gonna go quickly to the comments to make sure that I'm not missing anything. If you have any questions or any comments before we wrap up in just a few moments, then please feel free to post those. So I just wanted you to get familiar with the things that you are going to hear on a regular basis. And again, this part right here is really not new, okay? Because this is what I've been saying for probably the very beginning of my existence as True Synergy, which goes back to 2010. But I think, and this is one of the things that I will mention really quickly before I move on and wrap up the conversation. And I'm checking my notes because I know I have a lot to say and I got a little bit of time, because again, it's Saturday morning, it's July the 1st, it's holiday weekend. So I want to make sure that I send you on your way with your weekend. So I just want to check my notes. So, and again, the biggest part of this is really just announcing how the brand is going to present from this point on to kind of bring it all together. So with that being said, the question is, well, what's next? Before I get to what's next, I do want to mention this really quickly. Some of you who are here with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, you may also be with me in another space, okay? On Instagram, I also have another page, The Citizen Room, okay? I launched The Citizen Room probably, oh gosh, I think it was during COVID. And really, that space embodies what I'm talking about in terms of self-care, wellness, well-being. And so a lot of the things that I post in that space are reflective of this idea of nurturing yourself, of taking care of yourself, not just the practice of self-care, but also providing some products to help enhance that self-care journey for you. And so I just wanted to share that that part is being woven into the larger brand of True Synergy. And so right now what we're doing is working on how to really bring those pieces together and kind of manage from a more streamlined platform. So if you're following me on Instagram, on the Citizen Room page, and Citizen Room really just means that you're taking a moment to sit and zen, that you're finding the space, the room, whether it's a physical room or a mental room in your head or in your home, then you are taking that time out to sit, to zen, to be, and to find that peace for yourself. So you can see how that kind of is woven into the broader conversation about a holistic coaching and wellness approach or experience. So more to come on that, but I did want to at least acknowledge those of you who are also following me in the Citizen Room space. So more to come there. So now the question is, what's next? So here's what I'd like you to do with this announcement of True Synergy's conversation, True Synergy's brand, True Synergy's delivery is all about the focus on a holistic coaching and wellness experience. So when you work with me as a coach, when you hire me as a speaker, when you hire me to come to your organization to help your teams to work on some specific areas that may be of challenge, it's not only going to be about that, but it's also going to be how are we taking care of ourselves? And let me just say this really quickly, and I'm not going to spend too much time here because this is part of the conversation in an official engagement. But one of the things that we often miss is that when we think about self-care and wellness and healthy living, sometimes we only associate it with how we eat and how we exercise. But wellness is about so much more. It's about relationships and boundaries and thoughts and behaviors. So all of those things come in different forms. All of the idea around self-care comes in different forms. And so when I say that, I just want to make sure that you understand it's not just about what we eat and how much we exercise. Okay. So it's much broader than that. Okay. So here's what I'd like you to do. Now that you know that the new logo, the new brand is announced here, I want you to visit the website, right? TrueSynergy.org. So going to the website, you will start to see these new components. Over the next few weeks, we are going to be refining some of the other services that are there. Some of them have already been updated, and we're finalizing those things as we speak. So you're going to see new offerings. You're going to see new streamlined products or services that we are kind of changing to make things a little bit more accessible for you. And so you'll be seeing that. So what I want you to do once you hear this, actually, there's a couple things. I want you to go visit the website, truesynergy.org, which is on the bottom of your screen. I also want you to follow me on the various social media platforms. Now, you might say, well, I'm listening to you now, so that means I'm following you. Well, you might be here on Facebook watching, but maybe you're not following me on Instagram. Or you might be on Instagram and you're like, oh, not following on Facebook. So let me give you the information. I was going to say links and information is all coming together in one piece, one big word that I just made up. So the other social media connections can be found on my Linktree. Okay, you can go to Linktree. True Synergy _ you'll see that at the bottom of the screen, so you can see all the other social media platforms that I'm going to ask you to follow me on. So on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, it's Erica Salee. Very simple. On Instagram, it is True Synergy _ as you see on the bottom of the screen here. And of course, if you're watching me on Instagram, you already know that because you're here. So again, I want you to go to truesynergy.org. Check out the website. Keep checking it out as we are making updates and changes. You will see some of those as we speak. Also follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Okay. So here is the last thing. And this is what I'm really, really, really excited about for those of you who have been seeing the announcements and the posts that have been coming out over the last few weeks or so, probably a little bit longer than that, I'm super excited to announce that my new book, I'm Here Now What? Finding Joy After the Storm, is the very first publicly announced product under the new brand. Okay. I'm Here Now What? Finding Joy After the Storm. So I'm super excited about that. Pre-order sales start next Saturday. That's 1 week from today. And then the official launch is going to be September 16th. That means in-person book signing, hosting an event for those of you who are in the DMV area. Then you will be able to join me for that, and I'll share more the details about that. So I'm excited that yes, the first product to be publicly announced under the new brand is my brand new book, I'm Here Now What? Finding Joy After the Storm. And again, pre-order sales for that start on next Saturday, July the 8th. So you want to look out for all of the things that are going to be posted over the next few days to give you direction on how you can actually order your copy. Let me say this. So we've got a couple things with that, and then I'm going to let you go. So the first part of the launch, we're kind of doing this in phases. So on July 8th, there will be a short window of time for the ebook version that you can purchase. And then you will be able to place your orders for the hardcover copies and the paperback editions beginning July the 10th. Okay. So some of us are ebook readers. We like to have things on our Kindle. We like to be able to take our books wherever we go and have access to them. So July 8th will start that part of the pre-sale, and then the hard cover and paperback editions will follow shortly after. So I just want to make sure that that's clear, and you'll see more about that over the next few days. But stay connected with me so that you not only get all the information about the book release, but that you also get information about True Synergy and all the services that are offered under the new brand. So remember, yes, that True Synergy is a holistic coaching and wellness experience. And I want you to know that when you get to the point, and some of you, most of you are probably at that point right now where you say, I'm in a place where I know that there's something new that I want to do for myself, and I'm trying to figure out how to approach this thing and take care of myself at the same time. So if you are in that space right now, then this is a prime opportunity for you to be hearing this message. And it's a prime opportunity for you and I to have a conversation about what that looks like for you and how I can support you in that journey. So with that being said, that is the announcement that I wanted to make. I am super excited to be sharing this because for me, this is the kickoff to birthday month celebration where I get to share some amazing things that are happening in my space with you. And I am hoping that as you hear the various things that I've laid out today, as you check out the website, again, truesynergy.org, that you will say to yourself, it is time for me to move into my best version, to find my true synergy. And when you say that to yourself, then say it to me so that you and I can have a conversation about what that looks like. So on that note, I'm not going to keep you. I'm going to let you get on with the rest of your Saturday, your holiday weekend. I am wishing you a happy, healthy, and safe holiday. I look forward to seeing you all again real soon. But until I do, I want you to take care of yourselves and yes, be well. Good day.